Oh, wow, that's her. Okay, great. So a woman who wrote an essay titled "How to Murder Your Husband" is currently on trial for, you guessed it, allegedly murdering her husband. Nancy Crampton Brophy, that is her real name, apparently did this, prosecutors are alleging, to collect life insurance money to the tune of $1.4 million. And also, that home equity, pretty sweet, wanted to make sure that she kept that all for herself, allegedly. Now, the most potentially damning piece of evidence is one that the court will not allow to be introduced as evidence, and that's the essay that she wrote. So before the jury entered the room, Circuit Judge Christopher Ramras ruled prosecutors cannot introduce as evidence an essay titled "How to Murder Your Husband" that Crampton Brophy wrote in 2011 while applying to a writers group. Now, here are excerpts from the essay. She writes this: "As a romantic suspense writer, I spend a lot of time thinking about murder and, consequently, about police procedure. After all, if the murder is supposed to set me free, I certainly don't want to spend any time in jail. And let me say clearly for the record, I don't like jumpsuits and orange isn't my color." She continues to write, "Motives, gosh, financial, this is big. Divorce is expensive. And do you really want to split your possessions? Or if you married for money, aren't you entitled to all of it? The drawback is that the police aren't stupid. You'd be correct, especially in this context. They are looking at you first. So you have to be organized, ruthless, and very clever. Husbands have disappeared from cruise ships before. Why not yours?" And then she finally writes in this essay, "I find it easier to wish people dead than to actually kill them. I don't want to worry about blood and brains splattered on my walls. And really, I'm not good at remembering lies, but there is a but here. The thing I know about murder is that every one of us have it in him or her when pushed far enough." Do we? Do we all have that in us? Do we?
Yeah. So Anna, when I first started reading this story, I was like, it's too convenient. It's like, come on, it's too much of a layup. So I'm used to watching movies and TV shows and whodunits and trying to figure it out. So I was like, look, if you know somebody wrote an essay like that or a book like that, they'd be the perfect person to frame, right? And then her defense lawyer was talking about how much she loved her husband, and they have a voicemail that she left for him and letters and stuff like that. Then I read some of the other evidence, like her van being spotted near the scene of the crime and her having no explanation for it. And then her buying two different guns, a ghost gun and then another gun, and not having an explanation for that either. And then when asked about it, her saying, well, in traumatic times, you kind of forget, you kind of black out and forget why you were driving your van near the murder scene.
But Jake,
no.
But Jake, I mean, she knows better than anyone that you have to be organized, ruthless, and very clever. So clever that you will be spotted at the scene of the crime with your van, and you will not have a good explanation for why you have ghost guns. By the way, she allegedly shot him in the back. Allegedly. Look,
Twice.
She's on trial, so we don't know for sure. She hasn't been convicted yet. But I agree that the evidence the prosecutors are presenting in this case, pretty damning. So we'll see how it all plays out. I don't know why her essay isn't allowed as evidence. Who knows? But apparently there's plenty of other evidence that is admissible in court. So they will be using that against her. But I do want to address something real quick. Do we all have that in us? Like I asked it in a joking way, but I'm curious what you think. Do you think that we all have that in us somewhere, where if we're pushed to a breaking point, we would murder?
No, so listen, I think it's totally wrong not to put that into evidence. And so this is like an old school conservative streak that I have from law school. And these rules would drive me nuts because they don't trust the jury. The law is the jury has to decide your fate, but the law also assumes that the jury's filled with idiots and they couldn't possibly make the right decisions. So the judge is constantly excluding evidence from them. Oh, don't see that, it'll bias you. Well, I didn't write that, hey, we all have murder in us. She did, about murdering her husband. How is that not relevant? Obviously it's relevant. Now, by the way, it's not determinative. If I'm on the jury, I don't just look at that and go, oh, she definitely did it, because I'm not an idiot. I know that could be fiction. Somebody could have framed her. There's a million possibilities, and we're not on the jury, so we don't. That's why Anna keeps saying alleged, because it's true. We don't know. We don't know for sure, right? And you might find out something really surprising on the jury. That's why they don't decide your fate on a talk show. They decided in an actual courtroom, right? On the publicly available evidence, it doesn't look good for her, but then hold on, let's see what the jury decides, right? But when you exclude evidence, it drives me nuts. So she is projecting there. To answer your question, Anna, she thinks, I mean, I could murder someone. I mean, we all got it in us, right? No, sister, you got it in you. Not all of us have it, right? And so murdering someone in cold blood, hell no, right? But now there's a but in there, so brace for impact. Okay, so the but is, what's our context, right? If we're in a post-apocalyptic world and everybody's ripping each other's faces off and I gotta protect my family, well then I might be capable of a lot of things, right?
It's really funny that that's your context. If we're in a post-apocalyptic world and I somehow manage to survive that, I wanna die. I do not want to be around for the post-apocalyptic world. It sounds awful. Like Cenk, like people don't really think about it, right? Like I get the human desire to survive, right? But all these people who are like terrified of nuclear war and they're like building their underground bunkers and they're stocking up with like all sorts of, non-perishable food items and water and stuff. It's like, okay, great. Like let's buying the iodine pills. Let's say you survive, okay, mission accomplished. And then like, what's left?
Life.
Like Americans lose their minds if they're not able to go to a Starbucks without a mask on.
I know. The funny thing is, I love that you made that point, because if we're in a post-apocalyptic world, the right wing's gonna melt instantly, right?
Instantly.
Okay, first of all, they're gonna be pooping their pants with fear, because the whole party's built on fear. I mean, look, if you already built an underground bunker, I got news for you, you're not surviving a post-apocalyptic world, because you're afraid to even go out in the world, right? You got your tuna and your Alex Jones milkshake, and you're trembling in your bunker. Whereas I think I'm not in danger, I am the danger.
Oh, come on, Cenk. But it's not about you being the danger. It's about like, look, for me, life is about enjoying it, right? Like, are you gonna enjoy your life living in a post-apocalyptic world? Some people aren't here for it, right? Like some people, they fantasize about it, they love it, they think they're gonna pull some Rambo stuff, like whatever it is. But I'm not interested in that, okay? I like to cuddle with my dog. I like to watch TV. I like to have my husband bring me food. Like I don't want, like I'm not into that hunter-gatherer. Okay, I'm not dealing with that.
All right, so am I rooting for it and fantasizing about it? Hell no. Okay, here's the reasons why you don't want a post-apocalyptic world. There'll be no air conditioning. There'll be no dentists. There'll be no Denny's. There'll be no showers. It's a disaster, okay? Literally.
Can't do it.
Literally. Okay.
Cannot win with it.
Okay.
Cannot play with it.
It is the worst of all worlds, and humans are vicious animals. You put people in that context and you're gonna see the absolute worst of humanity, and it can get pretty dark. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.